My name is Abad Aziz, and today I'll be talking about the current process of Michigan's road repair. The purpose of today's presentation is to summarize the article "In Michigan, Fixing the Damn Roads Got Really Darned Expensive" by Lauren Gibbons. This article goes through Michigan's turbulent road history of road repair, and I hope to inform my fellow Wayne State students about this information. I've structured the presentation into 5 main areas: the Rebuilding Michigan program, which is the state's primary effort to improve roads; the rising cost and inflation, which are reducing the state's purchasing power; the difference between full rebuilds and short-term fixes and why it matters; long-term funding challenges that are preventing sustained progress; and finally, future projections for Michigan's roads. Let's start with the Rebuilding Michigan program. According to the article, Governor Whitmer launched a $3.5 billion bonding program after her fuel tax proposal was rejected. It focuses on repairing major highways like I-94, I-696, and US 127. While this has led to significant improvements on these key highways, the program doesn't address the state's widespread local road issues, which are in serious need of funding. One of the biggest challenges has been the rise in construction costs. Gibbons states that since 2019, the cost to rebuild a single lane mile of road has increased from $3.2 million to $5.2 million. That's a huge jump. Inflation, material costs, and worker shortages are all playing a big role in that, which means that the money we're spending now simply doesn't go as far as it used to. Here is an infographic straight from the article that details Michigan's lost purchasing power. In 2015 to 2018, we could buy 15,000 miles of road for only $4.7 billion. Now it costs $6.9 billion for 16,000 miles of road. That is a 38% in cost increase for cost per mile, which goes to show you that rising cost and inflation is hurting our progress on the road repairs. Another key factor is the shift from short-term fixes to full rebuilds. Before, Michigan focused on resurfacing and doing patchwork. Now many of the projects are full reconstructions, which last longer and are more expensive. While these full rebuilds are necessary, they are come at a cost, limiting the number of projects that the state can complete in each year. Even with Rebuilding Michigan program, the state's road network is still underfunded. The article mentions that Michigan needs an additional $3.9 billion just to maintain the road repairs. While the bond program helps with major highways, local roads are still in desperate need of funding. And to make matters worse, the state will be paying back bond debt for decades. So what does the future hold? Unfortunately, it's not looking great. Without any major changes by 2035, roads in good conditions are expected to drop to 20%. Down from 26% this year. Meanwhile, roads in poor conditions will rise from 33% to over half, 52%. This means we're on a path where the quality of Michigan roads will keep declining unless we come up with a sustainable long-term funding solutions. So what long-term solutions have Michigan looked at? Well, there have been several proposals for long-term solutions, but none of them have gained significant traction. Governor Whitmer's fuel tax hike was rejected back in 2019. Some alternatives being considered included mileage-based user fees and tolling systems. However, these ideas face political challenges and haven't been implemented yet. Without a new funding strategy, the road quality will continue to deteriorate. In conclusion, Michigan has made progress on its major highways, but inflation, rising costs, and the lack of long-term funding solutions are major roadblocks, pun intended. Without significant additional funding and a comprehensive strategy, road conditions will continue to worsen and the state's infrastructure will suffer. Thank you for listening. Presentation reflection. So the hardest part of this project for me was definitely remembering all the information we learned throughout the semester, like so far, like all the slides techniques we learned and just how to properly summarize someone else's work. There's a lot of things, techniques and features we learned about that, so it's just hard to keep track of all of them. The aspect of this project that challenged what I previously thought about slides were the word count. I just think you should put like a lot of information on the slides as much as you have, but I realized that instead of doing that, we can make it easier for me and the audience by splitting up the words, the facts on different slides. And also, we don't have to mention everything on the slides. We can just mention it by talking. And yeah, that's what I learned. Thank you for listening.